Vintage Orange. That's the original right there. We're on batch 18 right now. Batch 1 was where it was all at. We started with one bitters only, and it was this one. For this formula, it was actually the first try. The reason why is because it was some of my favorite botanicals and flavors that I just like the most. It was just so pleasant and so delicious to begin with. You know, using bourbon as the base spirit, and orange and bourbon just are so delicious together. When you talk about bitters, you know, the original bitters, orange comes up a lot. If you look at a lot of the classic recipes, orange is one of the most common. In fact, a lot of people think that was the bridge from the pharmaceutical world into the bar world, was through orange bitters because of the taste. It was so great. And to do a classic really, really well is not easy. You know, making something new and interesting, that's a little bit easier, but to do an orange bitters and to do it differently than everybody else has done wasn't easy. So what we did is we started with a great base spirit with bourbon, which pairs perfectly well with orange. Then we decided to put it in barrels and barrel age that. We get our barrels from Minnesota. We're from Minnesota. And so we started with our first barrel from Black Swan, a 5-gallon batch, and that's where we got started. One of the things that a lot of people, when they're making bitters, people will use dry orange peels. You know, sometimes we use dry, sometimes we use fresh, but in this instance, fresh, you just couldn't compete with the taste that fresh gives you. You know that cocktail bar you go into, that aroma of a great cocktail bar, when you step in, you know you're in the right place? That is the smell and zest of fresh orange. A dried orange peel from the same orange and a fresh orange peel are chemically different. Kind of like a banana. A banana goes through a chemical process as it's going from being green when it's finally brown. It's chemically two different bananas from one end into the other. That's why it tastes different. If you take fresh orange peels and dry them, a bunch of the aromatic chemicals are blowing off into the atmosphere as volatile chemicals. By using the fresh, we capture those essential oils into the liquid. And that's why when you smell or taste vintage orange, you will taste and smell fresh oranges, along with loads of other great spices and botanicals. This bitters was designed specifically with whiskey in mind. Since we use bourbon as the base, it was always our dream to make everything to make a Manhattan from top to bottom. Anyways, try it in your Manhattan or your old fashioned, and I think you'll be happily surprised.